in hopes that we wouldn't say it first. But truth must be told. Get them in here. You don't want to miss this. This is about to be the best tape online for the day, man. For the pretty much for the rest of the year, man. We got it on lock. Let's do it.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. Todd Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel. Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lekker.
Young TV.
Hit that.
Hey, we're about 5 mics out from the time we were supposed to start. But we're gonna give people time to get in. This is about to be good. This is about to be epic, man. We're gonna be breaking down all the stuff that we've been putting out for the last week or so. We put out the Big Mama's vast estate, breaking down the fine lines of different things that's taking place. We put out the Empress Verdiacee tapes on the Empress of Washitaw Nation. We put out the Power of the Clan Mothers, the Birthright tape with Raw Hayes. You check that out, right? The Are You Indigenous tape, the Big Mama eviction notice. So all this stuff is going to tie in to what we are going to talk about tonight. We got a lot of she the real Big Mama. And like people was asking, where do Empress Verdiacee fit in on with the rest of the thing? Like I say, it's more than one Empress on the land. It's not just one Empress. Empress Verdiacee is the Empress of the Washitaw Nation. And then you got Empress Mama Verdiacee is the Empress of the Cherokee Nation. Right? And then you got daughter tribes like the Chata. The head of the Chata tribe is Chief Warhorse. My Chief Warhorse of the Chata. Keep in mind we in Louisiana, and keep in mind I got the tapes and the links showing my connection to the Empress. Right, I'm a Washington. Right, my granddaddy's name is Charles Washington. Right. And we already did the tapes on that. So you can check those tapes out in the links in the descriptions. Like I said, we're just giving people time to get in. We about to really crack heads into his caps for real. Like if you saw the thumbnail, you can see that we got an ancient Egyptian on the thumbnail. Why? Because the Washitaw are the ancient Egyptians. We better prove a lot of stuff tonight. We got a lot of receipts because they say Young don't got no receipts. So we brought receipts tonight. And we're going to really much crack heads into his caps. Like I say, we're supposed to start at with about 3 mics out. And shout out to Empress Verdiacee. Shout out horse. Shout out all the empresses on the land. Like I say, it's more than one empress. It's empresses over in China. We got matriarchs. It's matriarchs all over the world. It's matriarchs in China. It's matriarchs on our land over on West Africa. Like I said, West Africa is that Africa over there, and West Africa is Africa here, and then East Africa is that Africa over there. Both of these places is ancient Kemet, and ancient Kemet actually starts in America, and we're about to prove that to you tonight. And this is Israel. This is what the real Israelites are from. All that the Hebrews, all that, about to break all that down. The Moors, and the Moors were the ones who build the mounds. Keep in mind, the Washitaw become the Washitaw because the Moors, the tribe of Shabazz that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talks about, that Doc mentioned of in the Holy Tablets, that the ones that sailed around Africa, and then some of them came over to America, and these people mixed in with the Armax that was already over here, and this created the Washitaw. So the Washitaw are Moors because they became Moors when the Moors mixed in with the Armax that were here, and that created the Washitaw tribe, which is the largest tribe in America. The Washitaw tribe is the largest tribe because it got the most daughter tribes. And keep in mind, the bloodline or the tribe passed down through the daughter tribe, or through the daughters. So when daughters were born and they broke off and they got their own territories, they became known as different tribes. So you got the Chata, right? They are one of the daughter tribes. The Mohawk, which is a daughter. Then you got daughter tribes of the Chata. Two of the daughter tribes of the Chata is the Mohawks and the Apache. They both spun out from the Chata. The Chata spun out from the. And we'll get into the word Moor because it was two groups. One landed in the Ora Chaldea. That was the tribe of Shabazz, the ones that came over and mixed in with us. Then there was another group who landed in the city of Mu. And these were extraterrestrial beings who came from a planet called Bagabuti, who had the genetical background of the Cobras. And the Cobras, King Cobras, build a mounds. And that's where the mound building come in. And it actually starts in America, and then it works its way over to Africa. Because Imhotep, whether people, they've been telling us, they've been lying the whole time, telling us that Imhotep stepstone pyramid is the oldest stepstone pyramid. And they lying. We're about to prove that tonight. About to show you that they knocked down pyramids that predates Imhotep pyramid over here and built buildings on top of them. You're taking down these downtown areas in your town, like downtown New York, downtown, especially downtown Ohio, Cleveland, all them areas where they got all these high rises at. There were pyramids down there, and they knocked them down to build all these buildings. Where the buildings at downtown, there were pyramids there. We're about to get into that. We're about to expose a lot of stuff. They lied to tell us, and they pointed us over there. And they got us thinking that everything over there. And the guys that did this are the killer clowns. And that's why these guys got our crowns on, and they got an ancient Egyptian on their head, and they got a sword over it. Because, and why they protected the Northgate? If ancient Egypt is over there, why are they protecting this land? And they got an ancient Egyptian on their head, on their headdress with a sword over it. Why they rocking a fez? If they telling you that Egypt is over there, they full of crap because they know these killer clowns who rock our crowns. They know that ancient Kemet is over here. We about to prove that tonight. Now we got time that y'all up in here. Let's Zeke, we finna roll. Hey, we finna roll one of my number one bangers to open y'all up, get y'all warmed up, man. So just bear with us. It ain't gonna be long. We finna open up. Let's run that. Hey, Zeke, run that hit.
I know you know where they are, so tell me. Before I do some damage, you won't walk away from.
Two little angels rolling back to stone. 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 How we supposed to come up when they trying to keep us down? Tryna rock our crown, but they a whole bunch of clowns. I'm representing my ancestors, I'm standing on the mound. They tryna find a child so they can put him underground. They say what makes you a master, he said his obligation. Before he shot the buzzer beater, he hit him with a hesitation. Master of disguise, I'm willing to be tried. Martin Luther King, they buried him at low tide. The game is barbaric, they contract under oath. Maritime law, they contract on a boat. I stand on Constitution, the right to bear arms. When I let it blow, it set off car alarm. Service GMO, they hustling off the farm. On people sell us out, a bunch of Uncle Toms. Trying to find a leader, you saw what they did to Nip. Trying to find a master with a strong grip.
Two little angels rolling back the stone. Two little angels rolling back the stone. Two little angels rolling back the stone. Two little angels rolling back the stone.
Time to cut the lights on, trying to show them we on. About to raise the dead, we rolling back the stone. 1492, that's when they said Grenada. Message from the future, moved to Nevada. I used to rock the loafers with the pennies in them joints. Don't run down on young Yale, cause my people stay on point. 3 knocked up at the door, they had to let me in. I optimized the game, I did it with the pen. They looking for young L, they tryna cast a spell. They try to cross me up, send me anthrax through the mail. It ain't hard to tell that they Cointelpro. I'm posted in the projects and I'm trapping off a deal. The ad saw said, young man, you on a nail. In the grocery store, I spun 100 on some kale. Whole bunch of haters out here throwing a lot of shade. I post them up, then I hit them with that MJ fade.
Two little angels rolling back the stone. Two little angels rolling back the stone. Two little angels rolling back the stone. Two little angels rolling back the stone.
Now, what y'all think about that, man? That's that rolling back to stone. Appreciate that, Zeke. We got Zeke on the ones and twos. He gonna be playing all the clips for us tonight. Yeah, man. So these killer clowns, if you don't know about the killer clowns, go watch the videos we put out, the series volume 1 through 4, the killer clowns exposed. These guys protect the Northgate, and they rocking your crowns, and they know about the Mounds, like they know about the Mounds, but they a whole bunch of clowns. And it's a whole bunch of clowns in this circus. And these same guys run your Smithsonian Institute. And these same guys hid your records in Kansas. Because if you go back and watch that tape with the Empress, she tell you that the records was hidden in Kansas. And then they were selling the records on the Wall Street on the stock market. She found out there was the records, the real records was hidden in New York. And we'll get into that because the Black Hands got they city or they gated community in New York. Their capital is New York. These Black Hand guys who really stole our birthrights. We're gonna get into it. We got a whole bunch of clips to show you how and why the killer clowns raided the Empress and stole all her because the Cointelpro, you gotta understand, just like they did Tupac's mother. When Tupac's mother won the case against them, the feds, and nobody really ever beats the feds, but Tupac's mother beat the feds. And then when she gets out, Cointelpro follow her around. When she go get a job, when she get out that day, the Cointelpro would go in there and say, "Oh, you might not want to have her working for you. She's a criminal, this and that." Right? It's called it's one of their tactics. And so they cut her money off. Once they cut your money off, that's how they say they can control you. They take all your valuables, so you can't move around in the matrix. So when they raided the Empress, they just took everything valuable. She never went to jail or nothing. They never arrested her. Why? Because in order to arrest they got to bring the sheriff, and they didn't tell the sheriff or the U.S. Marshal. They just raided her stuff like the criminals they are, stole all of her money, over $200,000 worth of stuff and jewelry. And then when she called to say, "Oh, well, y'all gonna take me to court so I get my stuff back, or how do I get my stuff back?" "Oh, we don't know nothing about it." He said, "Well, who wanted to call?" "Oh, you need to call down to the Department of Recovered Investigations. Call down now, talk to the guy. Oh, we don't got no stuff. We don't got no stuff from that raid." They keep on sending around the corner, never go to jail, never mention, but they use the newspaper as propaganda to turn the people in the town, their own town that they gave her, against her. This is the games that they play. Cointelpro operations was still in effect against, and when she was giving that speech, Cointelpro was sitting in there listening to the Empress. Keep in mind, they had to stop the Empress because that's part of their job, to protect the Northgate. She was a threat to the Northgate by knowing who she was. She got activated by the ancestors. So what they fail to realize is when they take one of us out, they bring 7 more back. 7 more people rise up in the place of that one when you take people out. I'm about to get ready to get into some more clips about America being ancient Kemet and being this land being the start of ancient Kemet, and ancient Kemet migrating us migrating out to this particular culture that way to over there to ancient, what you call an ancient Kemet. This is ancient Kemet. The real ancient Egyptians are the Washitaw. The Washitaw Moors are the real ancient Egyptians. We are the ones that be rocking the waves. And like I said, how did we get mixed? We got several people because they say, "Oh, Rod said that we're not Moors," right? Some of y'all are not Moors. Some of y'all are not ancient Egyptians because the Moors are ancient Egyptians. The Afar people are Moors. We are the Afar, right? And we migrated from over here to over there. We crossed the Great River to go over there. They called us Hebrews when we got over there. They didn't call us Hebrews from over here. We crossed over the river to go over there. I'm telling you, man. And that's what these killer clowns know. And that's why they got that ancient Egyptian. I'm looking at my phone like I'm on my phone. I'm on my laptop. But that's why they got that ancient Egyptian symbol on the fez with the sword on the top, because they can't reveal that secret to you black, so-called black Negroes and coloreds. They can't tell you are the Washitaw of the original ancient Egyptians. You are the mound builders. You are the pyramid builders. And we can get into how the point didn't come about till later. Over here, we build mounds and stack them on top of each other. The point didn't come in to Pharaoh Hunni over there, because Pharaoh Hunni had mixed with these other beings called the Terus, who he came from that genetics, right? Who had landed over there. We can get into that too. See, ancient Babylon is really over here. Is what they want to tell you. Ancient Babylon is really Central America, and that this is really Israel. We're about to get it. Let's run some clips, man. We just run some clips, and we're gonna break some stuff down while we got people in here. We're giving people time to get in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Now let's run. We're gonna talk about some of the stuff the Empress was talking about. Let's run this right here. Let's run this hip clip with Bobby Hemmitt.
This black woman owns the entire United States of America. They know it, and to keep her quiet, they had to give her Monroe, Louisiana. When is she gonna be in town? Anybody know when the Empress is coming? Thanksgiving, right? Yeah, Thanksgiving. This woman owns the entire United States up into Canada. Now, the key to this whole city is it got past all your Afrocentric scholars. Why? Because the white man gave them what they wanted them to learn. And so now y'all taking thousands of trips to Africa, and you didn't know that in actuality, this was a black man, the black land from Lemuria. And when the white man got here, black people's over here, and the reason why they kicked the Indians in the ass to this day is because the Indians didn't own this land. That's why they can front like that. They gave you more privileges than the damn Native American.
I just want to run that part where Bobby Hemmitt is saying that the Empress and let me make a correction. She don't own the whole United States. She own a great percentage of it though, because of the Louisiana Purchase. Now, when the Spain sold it to France, but they didn't sell all the land that they said that they sold to France. They only sold New Orleans and a military barracks in New Orleans. Now, people are saying, what are your sources? What are my sources for what? That this is ancient Kemet first? I'm about to get into that. Like I say, you just not tuning in. Stay tuned. We're about to really crack your head to the white meat. What are my sources? We about to crack your head, man. These people are real snakes. The United Snakes of America, boy, you going to really realize that these people went out the way to throw us off. They went all the way out the way, man. Look, they went out, like my granddaddy say, they went out on a limb. These people went out on a limb to throw us off, man. To throw us, to tell us that was over there and we over there, throw us really off. They went out on a limb. They took bulldozers and bulldozer mounds down and built whole downtowns on these places. Let's run some, man. Let's see what we got. Let's run another clip, man. We got another clip for you. Let's see which one this one is. Hold on, y'all.
All of these bloody murderers, they brought viruses over across the Atlantic, and they spread viruses to...
They taught you.
I was talking to this pastor, and this pastor was like, y'all young people's finding out the secret. And I asked him, what secret is he talking about? He said, yes, America is Egypt. He was like, that's what the Seminole War was about, the Louisiana Purchase was about. And he was like, look up this map. It's called Tamari. And he said, y'all, it's Tamaricans. So I went to look up at the map, right? And I was amazed he was right. He was like, that's y'all true nationality. And he was like, when the Seminole War broke out, that's when they won and they took over America and started calling them Americans, and they spelt it different. And the Bible is based upon y'all. All pastors know this, Freemasonry know this, everybody know this.
Pyramid on the Nile in Northeast Africa doesn't have stair steps going up it. It doesn't have temples on top of its summits. They could not go and break through the boat on the temples atop those great pyramids. There are none there. And that was the clue that Egypt was writing about the Americas. And the deeper I got into the records, the clearer it got. They started actually saying, and because Amun loved that land so much, he said it's his beloved land, and that word was Mary, the beloved. Mary, M-E-R-I, Mary. And the land, of course, as before, is Ta, the beloved land, Tamari. And they kept that name and just put the Ta on the end of it, so Tamari became a Mary Ta. We simply say America. We kept the name that Egypt gave to the Americas. So that was the big mystery behind that $10 million map that Martin Waldseemüller made and then put the name America on it in 1507. And then those who knew and those who were trying to hide things said, wait a minute, you can't put that name on here. And the next time he reprinted that map, it was off. It was gone. Because that's the name that Egypt had given the land.
Now you know your nationality.
Now we got way more receipts than that. That's just one thing that this place was called, like Bible said, Tamaray of the West, right? And he set up the Holy Land right there. Now you're gonna understand why they raided that land and they wanted to mow all that down, because these killer clowns. Keep in mind, Cher Seals is a killer clown. Walt Disney is a killer clown. The Warner Brothers are killer clowns. And this is the part where we bump the rest of these jokers for their feds. This tape right here is the tape where we bump the rest of them for their feds. Because like I said, they got that Egyptian symbol up there. And they say they go on the Northgate. And people asking, what's the Northgate? Northgate is the cosmological name for Turtle Island. The Northgate is the secret name that they know, that these guys know in their temples, that they know in they shrines or they Masonic lodges. They know that the cosmic logical name for this to go out to Northgate. The Northgate is Turtle Island. Okay? Yeah, free Malachi Z. York, okay? Because with Doc sacrificed himself so that we can talk to you like this. Because a lot of them, they can't tell you because they got the sword over their head. And they rocking your crown in their temples. In order to be a president, in order to be the grand potentates, there's 13 of them. They guard these Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is really what they guard. And that's what the Feds is all about. They had to guard Federal Reserve entrance when they raided the Empress. That's why they took all her money so she couldn't go overseas to file charges against U.S. corps as criminals. Yeah, watch me knock them, bump them for their feds. Yeah, bump, right? The bump is the bump straight, right? Because we said you got to walk on a straight and narrow. And these people walking crooked. So we had to go walk crooked because it take a criminal to catch a criminal. We had to go to the crooked man walking so we could bump him for his feds. Crooked man walking. Watch him knock him, bump him for his feds. Crooked man walking. The crooked man walking is for the seed, for the blue house. I'm from the blue house. You got the red house. Right? Just run another one, man. Check this out. Check out this right here. This right here is going to blow your mind. Watch this right here.
Multi-use.
You say that this is the Garden of Eden.
Multi-use building on the site, right? They first of all had.
Now this what I'm going to play right here is about how they knocked down pyramids that were downtown in different, like Ohio, because the Empress mentioned Ohio, the Ohio Reserve and all that. I was like, damn, why she mentioning the Ohio Reserve? Then kind of find out it was more pyramids in Ohio than it was anywhere. And downtown, they took the bulldozers and bulldozed a lot of this stuff down, and then built big high rises on it. Now let me play this receipt.
Multi-use building on the site, right? They first of all had to remove a pre-existing structure, and it was well known in the archaeological community that beneath that building there was likely to be some kind of archaeological material. How much, we didn't know until that building was removed. It very quickly became clear that the depth and the horizontal extent and the significance of the archaeological site there was more. To put that in context, this site is older than the pyramids in Egypt. The site is older or as old as some of the very first cities ever built in Mesopotamia. In context, this site is older than the pyramids in Egypt. The site is older or as old as some of the very first cities ever built in Mesopotamia. And yet, very little is known comparatively about these people who built this site, who lived there hundreds and thousands of years ago, precisely because there hasn't been enough systematic scientific argument.
The mouth of the Miami River, where it meets Biscayne Bay for thousands of years, well before they were probably even known as the Tequesta, but we do know that name was used by the people who lived there when the Spanish arrived in the 16th century. There's only a couple of historical mentions of the Tequesta, so from those we know a tiny little bit about the people. So archaeology has filled in all the other gaps. And unfortunately, because Miami has been built up so much and so early in the history of Florida, we don't really have that much evidence of the Tequesta. Today, the excavation that's going on in downtown is of the capital where most Tequesta people lived, where they traded, where they had ritual and ceremony, where they met visitors from other regions. So it's really our
Hey, I got more. I got one where they did Ohio too. I just got to find it. It's in this clip somewhere, right? I should have went straight down the line. Yeah, but that's in Miami where they excavated some sites that were under buildings. Because keep in mind, all these buildings wasn't there. They used dynamite. They dynamited a lot of mounds and buildings down. These mounds down to build these buildings downtown. They were our downtowns. They were our meeting centers that we had over here. Keep in mind, that's a Cairo, Egypt over here. I mean, Cairo, Illinois is over here. It's a Memphis over here. That's also over there, right? They switched out the maps around to throw us off.
This is the ground plans of the Louisiana Purchase Explosion, St. Louis, Missouri, 1904. Keyword 1904. Now, first look at look at that. You see how the south is up north and the north is down south? and the west is east and the east is west. So you see how they flipped already? They didn't flip the compass. So now everybody's direction is off whenever they're looking for something particularly, or whenever they're trying to see where something is or what something is. So key word that I want people to see, yeah, because north ain't south and south ain't north and east ain't west and west ain't east. Little do people know, so they kind of got your brains a little going. Now, I want you to notice there were a lot of things that were over here. Ground plans, it says 1904, right? So Morocco wasn't even founded till 1952. So what is this? You sure this ain't the ancient Jerusalem and ancient Morocco right over here next to Illinois? California was right over here, Temple Inn, you see Japan, right? You see a bunch of little places. Hold on, you see Great Britain. Yes, this is on this land. You see Sweden, you see Cuba, you see China, you see Belgium, yep, Austria. All of these places were over here. All of these places, Italy, all of these places were over here, right on this land specifically, right? And this little thing that you see right here, you see how they got it a sky view? This is a sky view. This is this that I was just showing you. This is what this looked like.
Hey, y'all. Hold on, let me get my camera back on. I don't know what just happened. All right, so the thing is, he talking about the Louisiana Purchase, right? And keep in mind the Louisiana Purchase was Ohio, all those areas in that area, right? Now, like I said, the Washitaw are the original ancient Egyptians. The Washitaw are the mound builders. Who else built mounds? Tell me one other tribe that built mounds besides Washitaw. So if we build the mounds, and that the first they were building mounds over there before Imhotep decided to stack them on top of each other like they told us. They were building mounds at first. So if the Washitaw are the mound builders, then the people over there that went over there building mounds was been the same people, those Washitaw people. The Afar people and the Washitaw people must be the same people. Right? Hold on, man. So he's talking about the Louisiana Purchase. Now, keep in mind, they only bought us the Spain when they came over and colonized us, and they sold it to France. And then they only sold France. The New Orleans streets in New Orleans and barracks, because Ben York tricked them. Ben York really tricked them. Right, because they say Ben York was a traitor, but Ben York, when Ben York found out what they was doing, he actually tricked these guys to thinking they was buying the whole thing. Let's play what the Empress said about that right here.
Spain gives all the land up in grants to the ancient people. That's to your forefathers and my forefathers. Then Spain sold back to France the streets of New Orleans and the military barracks. Now that's what's on the Louisiana Purchase Agreement. That's what's on the deed. The streets of New Orleans and the military barracks. France could only sell to the United States what had been seized back to her. I can't go to this brother's house and sell his land. He had left the military barracks and the streets of New Orleans. And this is what France sold to the United States of America. And not what the United States of America has told you that was purchased in your school book. Call for the deed. Read the deed. Call for the purchase agreement. And read the purchase agreement. And you will see right there in the purchase agreement, right there in the deed, just like Spain wrote it for France, France wrote it for the United States, selling the streets of New Orleans and the military barracks, and not the other land. The other land belongs to the ancient one.
So you heard what the Empress said, that they only got the barracks in the streets of New Orleans. So really, New Orleans, the rest of the Louisiana Purchase is fraudulent, because me and Rod did a tape on that called "How Castles Turned into Prisons," and how when Lewis and Clark came, we was already bumped left, meaning fighting the wars in Florida against the enemy. And so they thought they labeled this land as abandoned land, and they surveyed more land than they was supposed to survey. They didn't own them, they didn't have trade them nothing but New Orleans and the barracks. That's it. So when the Empress got a hold of the records, and keep in mind the Smithsonian Institute know all of this. Look, if you was to get into the Smithsonian Institute, if you had that, because they let these 32nd degree shriners that rock our crowns, they know about the mound, or act like they know about the mounds, but they're a whole bunch of clowns. They let them go down now, and they get to see, oh yeah, well, these people, they get to see that this are ancient Egyptians that they know. I'm telling you, man, look, these killer clowns know that we the ancient Egyptians. That's the secret that they know. And you can't even be a president over here without being one. You can't be a president of the United States without being part of these shriners, these killer clowns, these Freemasons, man. I'm telling you, man. And they know that we the real ancient Egyptians. They know about the Mardi Gras. The Mardi Gras is ancient Egyptian Washitaw culture. They know about that. The feathers all lit. And the people down there know. I'm telling you. Let's roll another.
America is the true old world. There's more pyramids in North America than it is in Africa put together. That's just one actual fact. We've informed you that these killer clowns know about the mounds. And they trying to rock our crowns, but they a whole bunch of clowns. I represent my ancestors. I'm standing on the mound. Why did I say that? All of this is going to start to make sense here soon. Because you're forgetting about Empress Verdiacee, the return of the ancient ones, who told you that we were the Washitaw Moors, mound builders. And keep in mind, the killer clowns came after her as well. The Olmecs didn't build the pyramids. The Olmecs didn't build pyramid-style homes. The Moors did. Because as we pointed out, it goes back to the Naga beings who came from Bagabuti, who had the Cobra genetics. And keep in mind, the King Cobra is the only snake that builds a mound. These beings, these Naga beings, who over time develop a humanoid-looking form, eventually comes back to Earth and begin mixing in with the people that's here, the Olmec people. One of these mixes generated what you call the Washitaw Moors. And these people have been around millions of years. There's a real long story to this, but like I say, the most pyramids are found in America. And the mound builders are the Washitaw who are found in America, who are indigenous to America. They are the pyramid builders, which is where that fez come in at, or that Terra Bush, which really represent the builders, right? Those who build off the cosmos. Because if you notice, DC, most of the city layouts is based on astronomy. Even the pyramids is based on astronomy that lines up with Orion's belt. So those who hold the Terra Bush, the fez, is connection with the builders, the Moors. And those who hold the feathers are the wind talkers, or the spiritual beings, who govern the laws of the land based on the Elohims. And we'll get more into this and breaking it down, but we just want to give you a clear understanding on what's happening here. And what they did, being true alchemists, is to take a square and put it on top of the fez so they can cap you off, cap and gown. And keep in mind, people wear a gown when they go to sleep. So what do this fez or this Terra Bush represents? It's an alchemical headdress for builders. Because keep in mind, alchemy is a craft. Building is a craft. Laying stone is a craft. Carpentry is a craft. So as we said, which craft are you following? Or which craft is yours? So the fez or Terra Bush in our culture represented 360 degrees of physical information, dealing with the building and construction of things. The war bayonet, or the feathers, represented the spiritual nature, or the 360 degrees of the spiritual side of our nature, which they were made to govern, like I said, the spiritual aspect of Mother Nature and the laws of Mother Nature.
Now the thing is the reason why, because people are saying that how she's an heir, how is you're talking about the Empress, right? Now the Empress, it's a lot of things that took place. A lot of your grandmothers own land, lots of land. It's because, like I say, it's dealing with the mitochondrial and the birthrights coming from the mother line. So all these tribes become daughter tribes. Now, you saying that French didn't own no land, right? Now, this what I'm saying. Just because when she got her rights from the I know what you're talking about. You're talking about how her great granddad was connected with the French. I'll think of his name in a minute, right? But that's just one part. She talking about the land grants, right? That she fought U.S. corporation for, and she won in court and got 6,800 acres back because they know who the people are. These people. She got 6,800 acres back from the government. She won in court. This is on record in her book called The Return of Ancient Ones. All right, so let me go back. In 1992, because a lot of people are newcomers, and we got 2,000 tapes out. We got over 600 tapes inside of the Native American file. All right, so let me go back. In 1992, George W. Bush Sr. signed a proclamation for the Nubian natives to claim their nationality and inheritance and birthrights of this land. George W. Washington Sr., right? And when he did that, a lot of the empresses and chiefs stepped up and signed and got their birthrights back. And they were given land by the government. One of those people was Empress Verdiacee, right? Another person you might not know about was Chief Warhorse, who got Slidell, Louisiana back. And these are all Nubian people. Another person you might not know about, some of you might not be familiar with this, is Dr. Malachi York, who is Chief Black Eagle Thunderbird, the chief of the Yamasee Native American Indians in Georgia in 1993. They got their birthrights back. So the Yamasee Native American Indians are on file on the international courts and records as an indigenous tribe. The Washitaw is on record as number 215/93 on record as being an indigenous tribe. Okay. Now ask yourself, if the feds raided the Empress, and took all of her stuff, why didn't she go to jail? Or why did they even take her to court to give her a chance to get her stuff back? Was that a hijackery robbery? Why did they tell the sheriff? Why didn't they tell the sheriff that they was jacking this lady? Right? Is it because they was covering up something? Why they bring metal detectors and scan this lady yard for gold medals and coins? All right. So the Empress is the Empress. Why? Because she's not just because she said she the Empress. She said, I am who I am. And you got to understand the Big Mama thing. You got to get into the records, man. You got to understand who Big Mama is. Empress Verdiacee is one of the Big Mamas. Empress Rabird is one of the Big Mamas. Chief Warhorse is one of the Big Mamas. Mother to Native Muhammad was one of the Big Mamas. Farrakhan wife is one of the Big Mamas. She's a clan mother. Farrakhan wife is a clan mother of the Nation of Islam. So you got to understand matriarchs, and you got to understand the type of system that we in and how we got to operate, how we had to operate, and different stuff got confused, but it's all one and the same. They got clan mothers over in China who are matriarchs. Me and Rod did a tape on it. I'll take that tape in a minute. Matter of fact, I know the name of the tape. I'm linking it to this thing. It's called the 007 Goldfinger. Me and Rod did a tape called 007 Goldfinger, where he broke down a lot of the matriarchs on the land, going all the way back to Inanna, right? So the Empress was able to find documents proving the Empress was able to find documents proving that when France got the land, they only owned France only owned. See, Spain is how she got the land. It's not through France, right? Okay, so Spain owned the land before France, right? So when they sold it to France, they only sold them the streets of New Orleans and the barracks, right? So France couldn't sell the Louisiana Purchase to the United States Corporation because they didn't own them but the streets of the barracks. But when they sent Meriwether And keep in mind, Mayweather now is a mercenary company. It's the hugest mercenary company in the world, Mayweather Services. They're the hugest private-owned military company in the world, Mayweather Services. And they even got them on Grand Theft Auto as a dummy corporation. Grand Theft Auto, go check it out, man. I'm telling you. And if you want to call a hit on the guy on the Grand Theft Auto video game, you call Mayweather Services up and pay them, and they come out and take care of the business. I'm telling you, man. And so Lewis and Clark and Mayweather were mercenaries and privateers who came to excavate the land and end up doing more than what they came for, because the French didn't own them but the New Orleans and the barracks downtown. And so the Empress got these records proving that she that owned that land. And so she ended up going to international courts and beating them. And America and United States corporations said, oh, we can't give you the whole thing back. We can't give you all this land, because this pretty much you own everything. You own 20 states. You own 20 states if we give you all your land back in this deed. So what we'll do is we'll give you 6,800 acres in Monroe, Louisiana. We'll give you your own city, make you the mayor, and you know what I'm saying, and just stay there and be quiet. Don't go out telling nobody that we gave these back now. Because right after that, they started making rules to where people couldn't do it. And Doc said that. Doc said, we ain't going out talking too much on it. We just getting on it to try to go ahead and claim our birthrights. And so your massive Native American Indians in 93 and the Washitaw and several other tribes like the Choctaw Nation in Slidell, Louisiana, shout out Chief Bald Eagle, claim their nationality and their rights back and their birthrights, right? Now we can get into nationality. People say, oh, that's still a corporate friction, right? But keep in mind, a lot of this is corporate friction when we have to use paperwork to get our land back from these suckers, right? Let's see what else we got for you.
America is the true old world. There's more pyramids.
The hidden Egypt. Is it possible that the heart of the biblical Egypt was in the Americas? Let's talk about it. Now, when it comes to looking for the geographic locations of certain civilizations, using the description from the books that talk about these civilizations, such as the Bible talking about Egypt, one of the best clues of finding a geographic location of a civilization is to look at the description of the big famous body of water that is next to these civilizations. For example, the most famous body of water next to Egypt, according to the Bible, happens to be the Nile. Now let's take a look at one of the descriptions of what the Bible says about the Nile River. This is Isaiah chapter 11 verse 15. And the Lord shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it in the 7 streams, and make men go over dry shod. So in the book of Isaiah it says that the Nile has 7 major streams. However, when you look up the modern African Nile, it only has 3 main tributaries, 3 main streams. But the Bible states that the Nile has 7 streams. So when discussing ancient Egypt, the focus has to be on the Nile River system of the White Nile and the Blue Nile, which is allegedly the longest river in the world at 4,132 miles long. However, when you combine the Mississippi River system of the Missouri River, 2,540 miles, and the Mississippi, 2,340 miles, you have a total length in miles of 4,890, which is 758 miles longer than the Nile River system that is in Africa. So yes, the Mississippi River system is the longest, which is a strong indication that it was your first Nile River system. So the Mississippi River has 7 major streams, and it flows into the Gulf of Mexico, which possibly could indicate that the Gulf of Mexico was once known as the Egyptian Sea in the book of Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 15. Additional clues can be found with a quick study of the etymology of the name Missouri. You will learn that it's just a corruption of the word Mitzrayim. Who was Mitzrayim? Mitzrayim, according to the Bible, was the son of Ham. He was the younger brother of Cush and the elder brother of Phut and Canaan, the Phoenicians. Those families together made up the Hamite branch of Noah's descendants. So Mitzrayim is the Hebrew word for Egypt. So yeah, as I've stated, the modern African Nile only has 3 main tributaries, 3 main streams coming from the Nile, but the Bible states that there are 7. The Mississippi has 7 major streams. It is one of the longest rivers in the world, and it flows into the Mexican Gulf, or what is possibly the tongue of the Egyptian Sea. Mitzrayim is the Hebrew and Aramaic name for the land of Egypt. Mitzrayim is the dual form of Matzor, meaning a mound or fortress, the name of a people descended from Ham. It was the name generally given by the Hebrews to the land of Egypt and its people. You have mounds found all over the Americas, but especially all up and down the Mississippi River. In fact, you have so many mounds built along the Mississippi River that academics have named the people that built them the Mississippi Mound Builders. This is a significant fact because mounds are associated with Mitzrayim, which is Egypt. You have virtually no mounds in Africa. Therefore, the sheer number of mounds in the Americas and pyramids in the Americas is a strong indication that America is Mitzrayim. So yes, it's a fact that the Americas have more mounds and pyramids than all of Africa combined. Now, there are more clues to suggest that the heart of ancient Egypt was in the Americas, such as the biblical reference to ancient Egyptian corn, which could possibly be referring to corn mostly from Egypt, Texas. Since corn is only indigenous to the Americas, and since Texas is still a large producer of corn, for example, in Genesis chapter 42 verses 1 through 3 it says this, "Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do you look one upon another? And he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt. Get you down thither, and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt." I'll show you some other references to corn in Matthew 12 verse 1.
I have so many questions.
Questions or doubts?
Look, the government, why haven't I seen proof?
If you did find proof, what would that change?
Everything. The truth is everything to me.
Truth. It can also bring pain.
Man, I'm telling you, look, the Smithsonian Institute know this. They know that the Washitaw mound builders are the real ancient Egyptians, that this is Egypt, that it starts over here, then it goes over there. Imhotep took what they had over here, the mounds, and he took it over there and started stacking them on top of each other, which they was already doing over here. They was already stacking them. And the Olmecs then build pyramids. The pyramids then come into these Bagabuti, these people from the land of Mu, who were extraterrestrials who came here in crabs that stack like pyramids, stack like mounds. They were why Empress Verdiacee and the ancient Egyptians over here and over there had the cobra, because that's part of our bloodline. The Naga beings are part of our bloodline, right? So hold on, let's roll another one, man, because this right here is what they really, these guys' job was to throw us off and to point us over there, because they the same guys, the black hand, white glove, the same guys who was in on Martin getting Martin, right? When they hit Martin, they pointed and said, "Oh, the shot came out the bushes," when they know it came from the tower, right? And they was in Malcolm when they said, "Get your hand out of my pocket," right? And they really know the shots came from the roof, because Dick Gregory said in the autopsy that the shots was going down in Malcolm. Right, so they good at misdirection. That's what they do. Got us thinking that it's over there when we was over here already. Ain't no, but they talking about they brought us from Africa. Man, we was already here. The Washitaw mound builders are the real ancient Egyptians. We are the real, or what they calling gypsies. The ones who had the circus, the ones who wore the fez. They stole all of our stuff. These guys they stole our crowns. They know about the mounds. And they're a whole bunch of clowns, and they starting their own circus. I'm telling you, man. We are the guys that go set up and live off the grid. I'm telling you, man. These suckers, man. Now listen at this. This is another actual fact from the Bible, because corn, like I say, corn was indigenous over here. So why they talking about corn in the Bible way back then if nobody was over here growing no corn? Come on, man. The games is up. This is the part where you finna run the rest of them phases. We don't need you no more. We the Washitaw mound builders, Moors, are the ones who got hit in the builders. They got hit in the head. Yeah, we know. The 3rd degrees, Freemason, y'all little ritual where y'all knock the builder in the head. We the real the Washitaw Moor mound builders, all the real ancient Egyptians. We are the real Hiram Abiff. We are the real Solomon's temples, Solomon Temple, right? Because they ain't for Martin Temple for revealing the secret, right? Let's get into it. We got more for you. We got more receipts. Young TV, man, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you want to show us some love, we dropped in the Cash App and the links. Also, I still got 8 books. If you're new to the channel and you don't know, Young L got 8 books in PDF form. If you send a $40 Cash App to my Cash App or the PayPal, the Young Elder, leave your emails in the links. We'll send you the 8 books in PDF form. We got the Ascension Manual, the Language of the Birds book, the Orion Group book, the Book of Extraterrestrials, the Hustler's Manual, right? The Scroll of Eyes, right? We got the Galactic Family of Life, Volume 1, right? And so we're sending you all them 8 books for the $40 donation to the Cash App. We still got that deal going on. But that's one another receipt right here to crack your head and twist your cap, man.
You say that this is the Garden of Eden. There it is.
I think about in the center of the garden, north and south. The Garden of Eden, east and west, is not over 10 miles wide, paralleling the river from Chattahoochee down to Bristol. But you're right in the center of it here at Torrey State Park, north and south, between Chattahoochee and Bristol.
Well, now, according to the Bible, the Garden of Eden must have trees pleasant to the sight, and it must have gold and onyx stone and a river of 4 heads. Is this one of the rivers?
This is the Pison River, which is mentioned in the 2nd chapter of Genesis, when it says, a river went out of Eden to water the garden and parted and became into 4 heads. The tree life from Chattahoochee to Bristol is the largest of any other area in the world. The Bible names 28 trees. The best authority on earth have identified 27 of them here, and many more, including the gopherwood tree. The Bible names those 4 river heads as the Pison, the Gihon or Gihon, the Hydekel, and the Euphrates. The first one was the Pison. The Bible says that is it that compasseth the land of Havilah, which was North Florida before the flood, where there is gold, and the gold of that land is G-O-O-D. The Bible used that adjective to describe the North Florida gold to further tie down the exact location of the Garden of Eden. The next verse says there's also bdellium there, which is nothing but rosin out of pine trees that God instructed Noah to pitch the ark out of, and onyx stone, which is marble. And North Georgia, right where this great river has its source, is one of the largest marble areas in the world. The Tate Marble Quarry and Company there at Tate, Georgia, is one of the largest. So the natural monuments definitely mentioned and described in the Bible as being related to the Garden of Eden are here, and they are not anywhere else on this earth.
Well, not only are we sitting in the Garden of Eden, but we're also sitting in an area where you say Noah built the ark.
Noah built the ark out of gopher wood, which God selected himself for him to build it out of.
Is this the only place that you know of?
This is the only place on this earth where it has ever grown. It's the most peculiar wood on earth. You can take a piece of it the size of this match when it's green. You can't break it. You can twist it and turn it. It's the lightest wood on earth. I have had its fibers, its structure, its every phase of it chemically analyzed. There's no other wood on earth like it. It's the lightest. And Noah built the ark out of wood not very far from where you and I are sitting here at Torrey State Park. It was loaded, and then it floated 5 months and landed on Mount Ararat, where we know definitely that it's now embedded in the ice.
Now, there are 4 rivers that are necessary for the Garden of Eden. What are the 4 rivers here?
A river went out of Eden to water the garden, says the 2nd chapter of Genesis, and it parted and became into 4 heads. The Pison, the Gihon, the Hydekel, and the Euphrates. That is the only 4-head river system on this earth. When the idea or the notion or the belief that the Garden of Eden was somewhere else.
Now, the man just dropped the facts right there, man. Gopher Woods only found right there. I mean, we ain't got to keep beating this over your head. Like, the truth is out now. I mean, the gig is up. Run the rest of them phases, man. Take that Egyptian off your head. We already know the Washitaw Moors all the ancient Egyptians, and that this we standing on ancient Kemet. Yeah, the 4 rivers. I want y'all to roll all this back and go look at all the facts, all the receipts we playing up. They telling the truth. They been telling it, right? So this is ancient Kemet. This is Israel. This is where a lot of the cities were. Keep in mind about the Berlin Conference. That's why we put out the Berlin Conference, because a lot of the land masses, the names of the land masses got switched around in 1884 during the Berlin Conference. That's when they took, this is Ethiopia over here. And they told you, they didn't tell you that, Florida was Ethiopia at one time. And I read in this German book one time about Queen Khalifa over there arguing with these people arguing with some people over at a meeting about them switching her land around. And now it's all coming to me. These people were telling, Egypt ain't over here, it's over there. And this is all during the Berlin Conference, because they had to misdirect us on what land was what, because that'll keep us disoriented where we can never know what we at. We'll never know what we is. They change our names up and tell you that, Memphis is over there. Egypt over here, and it's not over there. You can't go in the Grand Canyon. We're finna bulldoze and do all this stuff. Hold on, let me see if I got another.
All of these bloody murderers, they brought viruses over.
Multi-use building on the site.
I was talking to this pastor.
All of these bloody murderers.
They talk.
Remember, Rod told you, me and Rod got a tape out called "How Castles Turned into Prisons," and they telling you, people say, we was living in teepees. No, we weren't living in teepees. We used teepees when we went camping and went hunting. Same way you do now. When you go camping, we follow the buffaloes. We use teepees. When we was at war and we was on we went out to fight the war, we would use teepees. We didn't live in teepees. We was laying stone for thousands of years over here. We were building mounds. These people, man, look, they are a bunch of liars and criminals. And now we know the truth and the gig is up. Right? Let's see what else we got.
Didn't know they tore a mound down. My friend, we didn't just tear one sacred mound down in Ohio. We tore down, plowed over, or built over thousands of mounds and earthworks in Ohio. Many people don't realize that Ohio was, and still is, home to the largest concentration of prehistoric landscape architecture anywhere in the world. And many of those sacred earthworks were located in places where Europeans chose to build our cities, so they were removed or built on top of. This is certainly true in the case of cities like Marietta, where some of those earthworks were even used to make the bricks that were later used to build homes and even churches. Circleville was built around and on top of a mound complex. Even Columbus was built on and around a mound complex. That's how Mound Street got its name. In fact, in the early 1800s, there was a massive mound at the intersection of High Street and Mound Street. It was 40 feet tall and approximately 300 feet wide. But in the 1830s, it was decided that the population had grown to the point that mound needed to be removed, and the clay from that mound was used to make bricks that was used to build the first Ohio State House, which later burnt to the ground. So yes, it would make sense that the spirits of this great land might be a bit peeved.
And look, we can go on and on like that Erykah Badu song, showing you how a lot of the cities, the major cities, are built on ancient sites that they knocked down and build their cities on it. It was a whole bunch of mounds downtown Philadelphia, all up and down the Nile, in Ohio, in Illinois, around the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes. They knocked a whole bunch of stuff down, man. These got the U.S. corporation. Just like when they took invaded the Holy Land that Doc set up, El Kaddish, right? When they invaded the Holy Land, right? they knocked all the pyramids down the same way they've been doing. They've been covering up this evidence. The Smithsonian Institute, man, in their game to try to hide the fact that, hey, these people over here, ancient Egyptians, when are we going to tell them? Hey, well, we going ahead and telling them. So we don't need you. You can take that feds off and go and run that feds to your nearest Washitaw, right? Because the game and the gig is up. We the master builders. We know. You knocked us in the head. We almost forgot. You almost had us. We almost forgot. But now we know now. Right? So so in Ohio, you see, and understand Ohio is a critical piece because it's a central point of the Washitaw land, where we had a lot of artifacts, and the central point where we met up, where all the daughter tribes used to meet up and have our powwows there in Ohio. So that's what they don't want to tell you about Ohio. And you got to look into the Ohio Federal Reserve and what they all about. And how Empress Verdiacee said that they were hiding the records in Kansas. And keep in mind, on Wizard of Oz, they said that you're not in Kansas anymore, right? You're in this new world, this new fictional system. So they took the Washitaw Moors and turned them, and like I said, because a lot of people don't like the word Moor. And right, we can get onto the origin of that. But like I said, the Washitaw become Moors because we were the Olmecs, and the Moors, or these tribe of Shabazz, came and mixed in with us. So the Washitaw are the tribe of Shabazz as well that Elijah Muhammad was talking about. We are the supreme builders, the supreme cream of the crop, of the melting pot. Right? So their whole, like I said, so y'all don't want to call yourself Moors, and some of y'all are not Moors, right? So not everybody over here that's indigenous are Moors, because not everybody mixed in with the tribe of Shabazz. But the Washitaw are Shabazz, right? Now, and like I said, these killer clowns, and Doc said it, right? And Taj Tariq Bey, the master teacher Taj Tariq Bey said it. Dr. Malachi Z. York, the master teacher, said it. That you can call yourself whatever you want. You can call yourself Blood. You can call yourself Crip. You can call yourself Black, Negroes, and Coloreds. And right, and whatever other crayon you want to be the next day. On my Taj Tariq Bey, right? He always sniff like that when he making a joke, right? Hey, you can call yourself whatever crayon you want the next day. But hey, look, you can call yourself Hebrews. You can call yourself Israelites. All that. He don't really like you calling yourself Israelites, though. It's 3 terms he don't like you calling yourself. Israelites, Egyptians, right? And like I say, technically we're not Egyptians, because the word Egyptian was a misnomer where we made fun of the Greeks and these Hyksos who came into our land, and we said burnt face. It's what we call them, burnt face. We was called the Tamaricans, the Tamaricans, or the Tamaricans, or right, which they switched around. And we just showed that clip just a minute ago of how they switched our original birthrights and who we are, right? The Tides, right? The Najarus, right? The Netarus. The Washitaw Moors mound builders are the Netarus. We are the Najarus. That's why they said when the Najarus landed at the White House, they said that we are the American Negroes in the future. So they are Washitaw mound builders, right? And some people say, oh, they're crazy for telling them that, telling the government that they were from the future. Or maybe they told them that on purpose, right? Maybe they told them that on purpose so they can put more weight on us to make us better. Because all they did is make us better. They didn't take us all the way out. And everything they did to us, they lynched us. And there's a list of things that they did to us over here in America, right? To steal our birthrights. They robbed us of our language, our flag. They robbed us of our nationality, our birthrights. They told us that the Egypt was over there when it really was over here. And it's still really over here. Go look at how they laid out DC. They got obelisks all over the place. And then they got Abraham Lincoln sitting up in there just like Ramesses. They know what this is. This is Washitaw. We are the original ancient Egyptians. And my girl was telling me that there was this lady at work, And she was saying that she came in saying that my husband is Egyptian. He from Egypt. Right? I said, what did he look like? And then my girl said he looked white. And I said, well, you need to ask her, is he an African? Is he an African? Or is he a American, a so-called American Negro? And if he ain't fitting them the two descriptions, then he ain't no damn ancient Egyptian. He's an invader. He's an invader. Because last time I checked, Africans were dark-skinned people, Nubians. Right? Let's roll another one, man. We got more.
Didn't know they tore a...
The oldest mummies are not found in Egypt, as most of us think, but from part of the narrow coastline of Chile and the Atacama Desert. 282 Chinchorro mummies have been found. The oldest, known as the Achaman, dating back to 7020 BC, 2,000 years older than the oldest in Egypt. The Chinchorro cultures are the first funerary practitioners, and the mummies considered as artistic expressions of the feelings, the emotions of these ancient people. It is an intentional, complex process, removing the soft tissue, securing skeletal structures with wood, and binding with vegetable fibers, covered in a layer of shaped clay, with the skin on the outside painted black, the face mask covered in manganese, skin, and a wig. The eyes are open, mimicking life. One of the most endearing and moving qualities of this culture is
the oldest mummy ever found.
Keep in mind, there were two groups, like I said. There were the Muur Moors who landed in Ora, Chaldea. And keep in mind, the word Mu means one who's of. Then there was another group who landed in the city of Mu, or the continent of Mu, which is what you call Hawaii right now, right? Now check this out. These people that buried these people in the mummified them like that and buried them in these mounds were called the Naga people. They were extraterrestrial group who came here, who mixed in with us. And they all, the Moors, because they came back looking humanoid looking. And they began mixing. There was a group of them that were benevolent. A lot of this is in the Holy Tablets by Master Teacher Dr. Malachi New York, right? And you can read that for free in the link in the descriptions. And you can watch my tape I put out called The Naga Extraterrestrials Exposed, which I just played you a clip from like a while back in this tape about how they build mounds, these cobra beings. And the cobra, and you go look in Hindustan, which is India, because people saying, oh, we're not Indians. And you got to listen to know this too. A lot of people, over time, we learn more, right? So the Empress probably was saying black people, right? And we know that black people is not really a people. Black is not a people, right? So we know we learning all this stuff as we go, because we learning as we go, right? And we cleaning it up, right? We cleaning it all up right now. But like I say, we don't need you Shriners no more standing over us. You don't got to look for one single child or look for the princes on the land, because we slipped through the cracks already. The princes on the land already slipped through the cracks. We always been slipping through the cracks, right? Because Big Mama been protecting us the whole time. So it's like this. You ain't got to go and tell us we the real ancient Egyptians, the Washitaw mound builders. We know we are right now. We don't give a damn what you say at this point. Because at the beginning, you want to worry about. It's the end now you want to worry about. See? And it's time for you to get off my land, get off our land. And take that river bottom grain, your frozen food, your GMOs, your clothes that don't look like no clothes, no butt naked clothes. You know what I'm saying? Take all that, because we ain't dressed like that. Right? We had some dignity about ourselves. Right? They try to make it like we were butt naked savages when they came over here. And that's why they used the doctrine of discovery to colonize us. Well, you take your doctrine of discovery and you can fold that joint up real nice, but make sure you shine it up first. Take your doctrine of discovery and your Pappus bulls, right? And your sanctums, right? And the treaties, because we ain't make no treaties with you. You don't honor no treaties. You take them treaties and pretty much all your paperwork. And we got the paperwork saying it. You said, we ain't said, you said who we were. Register number 215-93, 1993. And the Yamasees, 1993. So you already said who we were. You already then gave Empress Verdiacee back the land already. They already gave it back already. They already gave the Cherokee land back, the Washitaw land. They said, oh, don't do us like this, Empress. Because if you do us, you're going to take 20 states. It's the same thing that happened when they did the Freeman's Bureau, where they're supposed to nationalize us and give us back our birthrights and give us back our religion, which is Islam civics, real more science. Islam civics ain't religion, but that was our religion. Science was our religion. Science is our religion. You know what I'm saying? And they go talk about, oh, well, Scientology. No, nigga. Science means to know things. So we did research and we came to know things by studying and showing ourselves approved. But they want to hide these facts. That we were the first, that these Naga beings taught us how to mummify bodies. They taught us how to bury people underground. The ancient Egyptians were the first people mummifying people and putting them in coffins. We did that over here first. We had showed you the oldest mummy. And then they took it over there. Corn was over here first. Then they took it over there. Potatoes was over here first. Then they took it over there. And I believe they lying about that watermelon. Because watermelon was over here. Watermelon was over here, I believe, first. They lying. They disoriented us with the animals. We just showed you that the facts on Noah's garden, Noah building that ark over here, and then it landed on Mount Ararat. Right? So it's a whole bunch of lies, and the gig is up. We know why you got that dang on Egyptian on your head with the crown, with the sword over it now. And we know why you rocking our crowns, and you thought that we weren't going to ever figure out and wake up. But you must have knew something, though. You must have knew we was going to wake up, which is why you put the guard on a tomb. No, a Shriner guards a tomb. And in the story of Yahshua, they put people on the guard his tomb because they knew they was going to get up eventually. They knew we was going to get up eventually, else they would have to stand and guard our tomb. And what is them guards called in the context? The Cointelpro operations. It's part of this standing in front of our tomb to keep us asleep. I'm telling you, man. And the Cointelpro operation was in on Doc, Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, all the Shakurs, Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford, and the list goes on. Anybody that was, and Jeff Ford wasn't no gangbanger. Come on, man. I can show you Jeff Ford with a fez on. Jeff Ford. I can show you Jeff Ford with a fez on. You know what I'm saying? So what these brothers, they got a thing called bad jacketing. They try to do the same thing to the Empress. Try to say she was a fraud and say that she was doing money laundering and all this. And they brought dogs and put them all in her refrigerator like she was selling big dope. You know what I'm saying? Because they criminals. They are the real criminals. Let's run another one.
All of these bloody murderers, they brought viruses over across the Atlantic, and they spread viruses to decimate the indigenous people and the original black people, because very, very few black slaves were brought over from Africa to America. The black people, the Washitaw people, for example, down there in the Louisiana area, they were there since time immemorial. The Moroccan or black African Americans, they are the originals, along with the other indigenous Indian bloodlines, okay? So these people have known all along that
now these people feeding kissing is the black hand, white glove.
There are numerous black Madonnas in Europe and elsewhere, generally found in Catholic.
We just want to show you that part, man. If you're just not tuning in, you're gonna have to go back, man. We are almost pretty much done. But we wanted to tell you, if you're just not coming in, like I said, America is the real ancient Kemet. Ancient Kemet is over there too. This land is all one land. That's what they're trying to say. They're trying to divide and conquer us. We all the same people. Our only difference is over here in America, we are the mound built. We are the ancient Egyptians, and we went over there. We took coin over there. We went over there and started building mounds over there. If the Africans over there build pyramids, why they ain't still building them today? And the Washitaw mound builders who build the mounds, who build the real pyramids, are indigenous to America. And I repeat it, and I repeat it till time blue. The reason why these Shriners got that Egyptian on their headdress with the Bantu tiger claw, with the sword on there, is because that's the secret that they know, that the Washitaw Moor mound builders are the real the real builders, and they are the pyramid builders, and they the real ancient Egyptians, and this is really Tamaray. That America is Tamaray. That's the truth. And you can't flag and shadow ban me for this tape because I ain't do no cursing or nothing. I'm telling you. Because they got mad because I put a tape out called The Mayans and the Twa Man is the same people. I'm telling you, man. And so we are Moors. Like I said, if you're just not coming in, how the Washitaw become Moors is because the Almacs were over here. The tribe of Shabazz came in and mixed in with us and created the Washitaw tribe, the biggest tribe in Turtle Island. The biggest tribe on Turtle Island is the Washitaw. And if you Muskogee, if you Blackfoot, it was the same thing, Creek. If you Apache, if you Choctaw, if you Sioux, if you Crow, anybody that in the landmass of Louisiana Purchase and parts of Georgia, North Carolina, and Florida, because we bumped left to fight the war. A lot of y'all are part of the Washitaw tribe, or daughter tribes, or from the daughter tribes of the Washitaw. We are the largest tribe in them, and that's why your hair ain't 9 either. Because Bobby Hemmitt brought some up about the hair in the tape with the Empress, and guess who documents he used to bring it up? He used documents that he got from Imam Isa. Now, guess who Imam Isa is? Because people were saying, oh, Bobby Hemmitt didn't study under Dr. York. Well, then why he got Dr. York paperwork and Dr. York books and artifacts and present them to the Empress in that tape? We showed the receipt. You can't make stuff like this up. Yeah, Dr. Malachi York, Imam Isa, Chief Black Eagle Thunderbird, the chief of the Yamasee Native American tribe, who's official on record in the international courts in 1993. Now, why is Doc still in jail right now? Because they tried to lock the Empress up and put her in jail forever. And anybody else that go to claim it. They was after the Chief Warhorse because she claimed her land back. It's another lady that's in California that's the return, and she might be watching. That's the return of Khalifa, and she complaining about her land to get her land back. So the mother line is the land. The mother line is in charge of the land. The mother line comes from the mitochondrial DNA. So the woman control the land, and then the sons become the chiefs by the clan mother. The clan mother picks who the chiefs are. It's always been matriarch. This is Mother Earth, Mother Nature, right? We better get up out of here, man. We didn't want to hold you long. If you're just not coming in, roll that back, man. Roll it back, man. We just roll all the receipts. This is ancient Kemet. This is a lot of places. If you go really read the Bible in context, when they mention coin couldn't have been over there because a coin had to come from over here first. And they was calling this the land of Nod. That's why Cain said that when I go over there, If I go over there, somebody gonna find me and kill me. Who gonna find you and kill you if it wasn't no people over there? Or if it ain't nobody there, or he's the only people on the planet. No, it was already people over here. That's what they don't want to tell you. The Bible is giving you a perspective that everything came from over there. But if you really read, you'll see that, hey, well, some of this stuff don't line up. And that's where the game come in at. So like I said, if you want to get those 8 books by the young elder, what you would do is send a $40 donation to the Cash App or PayPal. We'll send you all 8 books over in PDF form to your email. Just leave your email in the links, right? Everybody get up out of here, man. We're gonna be back. Go check out the Empress Verdiacee tapes and the Return of the Ancient One tapes, where I break down my mother and them line and my grandma and them and how we connect back to Empress, the Empress, right? Because Monroe, Louisiana, that's where my granddaddy owned 1,000 acres down there. My granddaddy is Chief Big Red. My daddy, his son is Chief Blackfoot, and his son is Chief Black Bear. My dad's name is Chief Black Bear. And I'm Chief Blackhawk, Mohawk, Chata Mohawk from the Washitaw tribe. We are the Washitaw Nation of Muurs, and I am Chief Justice on the land. And that's why we revealing all the stuff. And if you want to find out what tribe you from, go to the my playlist and go to the Native American Chief School, and then watch the tapes 1 through 6 called Tracing Your Ancestor History. We got all the last names up there, all the tribe names and the lands they were from. You watch them 6 tapes, your last name should be in one of those on those lists, in those things. Who else did it? Who else did it? Doc started it in the newspapers, but we went on and finished it up for you and got all the last names put together so you can trace your ancestral history right there. Shout out to Dame Calloway, Chief Sugar Bear, right? Shout out Chief Pontiac, Raw Hayes, Skype Ape in the building, right? Shout out Empress Rarebird. Shout out Chief Warhorse. Shout out Chief Jaguar, right? Shout out Chief Walking Bird, right? Shout out all the chiefs on the land, man. This is a return of the ancient ones. We back. And when we pull up in the back. Because Big Mama's babies is back. And you can't tell us who we are no more, because we know. We the real ancient Egyptians. We are the real mound builders. We are the Washitaw ancient Moors, the ancient Moabites. We are the L's and the Bays, the Bebe kids. Yeah. Where are my Bebe kids at, man? Where that boy James at? Where that boy James Bay? Shout out Mason Bay, man. Shout out all my Bebe kids in the building. Bebe's kids is back. Bebe is our nana. You know, Bebe. We back, man. And yeah, that's right. We gonna win this war. Why? Because we can dance and they can't. Wadu.